Uh, this the time that somebody had stole my daughter four-wheeler when I was out here in Warner Robins. All right. Now, you know what I'm saying? I love living with Warner Robins. Like, like when I got out here, like people told me two things. They were like, whatever you put on the side of the road, if people think it's something valuable, they gonna come pick it up. And then like they ain't gonna do ain't too much violent crimes out here, but they like to steal. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, now my whole dang the whole year I lived out here, I ain't of course they pick up stuff on the side of the road, you know what I'm saying, that I experienced, but I haven't had no violent experience, you know what I'm saying, since I've been in Warner Robins. But they like to steal. This is a stealing moment, right? So we got my daughter a four wheeler, my daughter Maya four wheeler, right? You know what I'm saying? So I had I just throw it a little party for my girls, you know what I'm saying? Just because no special day. And we riding a four wheeler, right? So, you know what I'm saying? I kept the four wheeler down here. Normally my mama would keep the four wheeler at her house because she got a garage, a couple garage, you know what I'm saying? But this time we had it down here with me. So I had four wheeler and after the party and stuff, we ain't think too much about it. I parked the four wheeler in the back. You know what I'm saying? So what can't I thought can't too many people see it, but obviously I was wrong. So we went to me and my girl, and it was Valentine's Day this year. So I took her to Brunswick, you know what I'm saying, for like 2 days. You know what I'm saying? We had a good time out there for Valentine's Day. You know what I'm saying? So we coming back from Brunswick to Warner Robins, and we just having small talk and stuff. And I'm like, I said, baby, you know what? I didn't see Kamaya four wheeler. She was like, nah, baby, it's all the way in the back. Just kind of brush it off, and I'm like, it's probably all in the back because I be tripping. So we got back, we got all the way back to the house, and I went to go look in the back, and the four wheeler wasn't there. So I'm like, baby, the four wheeler wasn't back there. I don't know I don't know what you talking about. I don't know what she like. I just call your mom, and then she probably got it out. So the next day, you know what I'm saying? I called my mom and Will. They're like, mom, like, my four wheeler over there. They were like, no, we living at your house. I'm like, living at my house. I said, all right, let me call you back. so, 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 man, that just puzzled. Like, I said, I can't believe nobody tried me like this. You know what I'm saying? About a four wheeler. So I called my mom. I like, mom, they stole the four wheeler. So mom was like, oh, man, they stole the four wheeler. Oh, yeah, just, it is what it is. So, all right, so I'm talking to Ned, like, man, that just, we trying to put this whole thing together. Like we know it was there before we left to go to Brunswick. But I was like, oh, I said, babe, you know what? Now, normally I had like 3 or 4 cars in my driveway, but I had, you know what I'm saying? I had none, but because I had the other two getting worked on and stuff like that. So, like, they probably came and pulled up when they seen that no car was in the driveway, but it was what it was. So she was like, baby, they stole the four. I'm like, man, I ain't just gonna let that go because I'm like, this one of Robin's, like, it's small enough to where like I know enough people to where I can make a few calls. So I made my few calls. We ain't seen that, bro. We ain't seen that, bro. We ain't seen that. I'm like, I ain't tripping. So man, that was riding like man, that was heading to her house, right? So I was like, oh, I said, baby, I said, get on Facebook Marketplace. She was like, all right. So she got on Facebook Marketplace. Now, mind you, I told her to get on Facebook Marketplace, but I didn't. I told her to get on it. I wasn't looking because I was driving. So she was like, what's this right here? I'm like, that look like that four wheeler. So I'm like, baby, I think that is the four wheeler. And she was like, okay, hold up. So she had a message. She messaged them immediately like, hey, I want to come by the four wheeler. And I told her, I was like, Nick, I like, baby, like if they know they got it for somebody black, so if they see somebody black, now, mind you, like we both, she started the initiation first about going to go meet the people, and then I came behind her. You know what I'm saying? So I'm sitting here looking like, all right, well, I know they probably recognize me because they probably don't see me in my yard, so I got to try to play this off, right? So I got a cousin named Joshua, right? and so my cousin Joshua, like, I don't know why, like he got a lot of white friends, and I met some of my white clients and friends through him, right? So it was one of his white friends who was a client of mine who I had called up, and this is why I love white people so damn love white people to them so much because if they got your back, they going all the way in with you, right? So I called him up, Anthony Dowd, right? So I'm like, hey, hey, Anthony, this Joshua cousin, this ball, I help you with your credit. I did such and such. but right now somebody that stole my daughter four-wheeler, and I need you to, you know what I'm saying, to reach out to him. So he was like, all right, I reach out to him and do it and stuff like that. Now, mind you, I don't know how this gonna play out with me, Net, and the guy, but I had to get a white person on board to play along too. So just so happened he ended up sending Net the address, right? So he sent the Net the address right now. Like I keep telling y'all, Net keep that fire, right? So all right, we go to we at Net house, right? You know what I'm saying? So Net's son Ledger came out there. He was like, Mom, you might need this. And he gave her the scrap, right? So I'm sitting in the car, I'm driving, right? You know what I'm saying? Just imagine if you ever seen boys in the hood. Just imagine if not Regan. Just imagine if Trey was driving. Like I felt like that. So cause I'm seeing like I was with it at first, right? And then I realized like the closer we got to this dude's house, I'm like, the last time I showed up at somebody's house with a gun, they was sending me to prison. so I'm still looking like, all right, so we almost at the dude's house, right? So Net wanted to stop, and I was like, nah, baby, I ain't say what Trey said. Let me out though. I was like, just keep going though. Just keep going though. So, so we keep. I said, okay, though. Net, I said, let's keep driving and see if we see the four-wheeler, right? You know what I'm saying? So, just sure enough, cause like I say, Net with the foolish, Net was about to stop. You know what I'm saying? So we drive past. I convinced Net to drive. I drove past, but I'm convincing Net to, you know what I'm saying, to let me drive past. So Net out the look. Baby, I love you, but I gotta tell this right. So Net got the strap, like she looking out the window with the strap, like she didn't do a drive-by, so right. So instead of her pulling the strap out the car, she see the four-wheeler in the back car. She like, baby, that's the four-wheeler. That's the four-wheeler. I told you, that's the four-wheeler. We finna go by there. We finna go back around now. So I'm saying like, hold on, now you ain't never been to prayer. Just calm down. Let's prevail. Let's get some cool hands. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm you know, because I know like I'm not gonna let my girl go. I'll take whatever rap I gotta take. Like I'm not gonna let my girl, you know what I'm saying? So all right, let's go down to Food Depot. You know what I'm saying? Let's think about this for a minute, right? So now when we thinking about it, my white homeboy hit me up. He like, Ball, you know what I'm saying? I got the address, I got such and such. All right, so we go to Food Depot and here I go again, not want to call the police. You know what I'm saying? I told Nick, all right, baby, call the police and then call my mom and Webb and stuff like that. They was in law enforcement and stuff like that, right? So, you know what I'm saying? We called them and by the grace of God, they pulled up, not that day, but the next day, they pulled up, and sure enough, it was my daughter four-wheeler, right? So, you know what I'm saying? What they found out was the four-wheeler, right? They had called me. Now, let me take it back just a minute. My white homeboy, my white client had then gave me the address, so we had then gave it to them. You know what I'm saying? So they gave it to them. They pulled up, and this is something I found strange. I'm like, no, like if you were black and you were possessing a stolen property, they were gonna lock you up. But they ain't like this, lock this guy up. So they called me. Well, I think my mama will call me. They're like, hey, Bob, go pick the fold up about the house and stuff. So I pulled up there like about 4 police officers there. So I pulled up, right? The first one pulled up. So I jumped out of the car. I'm like, I just want to meet him. Because I'm like, I told the police, I'm like, man, I don't want to press no charges. I just want to meet him. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause it's like, man, it was a situation where you were down bad, bro. Because I understand how it go, but like, I ain't want to press no charges and nothing like that. But they were like, nah, I'm at the hire and such and such, and so that was the time that somebody tried to steal my baby four-wheeler, and we ended up getting back out here in one arriving. So yeah, all right.